there, dear friends. This is Grace and welcome to another process video. This is number 59 for me, and I am still in this video. You'll see me working on my second to the last page using my June and July homemade kit, which is called Belle. And I'm starting off with my white cardstock. As you all know, I used the back side of an old pattern paper for my white cardstock. I figured it's good paper because it's still acid free, and yet I get to use up those papers that are either old or I don't like the pattern back side of it. And I had punched out some tags with the scraps of pattern paper that I had in this kit. I made a lot of pages with my homemade kit, and this one, like I said, is my second to the last. So this was, I think, I want to say number 10. And so as you would imagine, I was just using mainly scraps. So for me to be able to still use up what I had punched out a bunch of them with my tag punch from not Fiskars, but Creative Memories. And then I'm inking the edges of each one with I want to say royal blue or a dark blue ink from SCI. And instead of using a blending tool, I do have them, but I just used a makeup applicator that you can buy at the Dollar Tree. And I decided to kind of make a design with my tags, so you will see me adhere them, how do you say it, that they're alternating. One is, if you could see the tag part, or the scallop part is going up and down, up and down. And I'm only going to do 3 rows because I want to put my picture in between the third and the second row. And I just decided that if I'm going to put tags on there, that it will not show anyways because of my pictures. So I just decided to just skip that. And a little bit about the pictures. So these are just pictures of my son before he went to his first day of school back in 2012. He was going to be a 4th grader, and so before we walked to school, we're very fortunate that our school is just on the other side of our street, and so we usually just walk to school. And so before that first day, I took pictures of them in our front yard with a chalkboard. One of the things that I really love to use as props for my pictures is a chalkboard, because I can write, say I can write names or I can write ages. This time I wrote their grade, what grade they were going to be in the school year. And so that is also another way for me to do my journaling, so that I don't have to write all those things down in my journaling or in my scrapbook page. And then so after I've done that, you know, my comfort zone, I like to frame my pictures or my pages onto a thin, I want the thin frame of a different color, either cardstock or pattern paper, to kind of frame it and ground it. And so that's what I'm doing here. I grabbed a blue cardstock that actually matches the color of the blue in my son's shirt in the pictures. And I just stopped the video there for a little bit because I was having a hard time fiddling around with my ATG gun. The refill was coming off, and so oh, this was a part. Okay, so I was really getting frustrated with that ATG gun because it would not come back. It just kept on coming off, and so I just decided I don't have a lot of time to mess with it, and so I just grabbed some glue lines from, this is from Glue Dots, and I just decided that I will change my adhesive for this particular project. As you all know, I have an 11-month-old baby, and so making time to scrapbook has been really limited for me. And so when I do have these pockets that I can create, I just want to keep on going and going and going, and I don't want to stop. And so having to deal with a difficult ATG gun was just not going to happen for me. So I just put that aside, and thankfully I had other adhesives that I could work with. And so I'm just going to be playing around. I kept that vellum piece with the circle. I had cut out a circle for another layout with that, and I wanted to keep it, hoping that I can frame one of the pictures with it, but it was just too big, and so I'm gonna decide not to use that. And then I'm just cutting up some pieces from some pocket scrapbooking cards, and I don't think I'm going to end up using that today's news, but I am going to cut up other things. Here I am going through some of my other items, and I decided to use this speech bubble, and that's going to house my title. And like I said, this is like my number 10, so I'm just I'm just using like really like the very last items in my stash. And I actually posted a Kill Kit video already for this kit, and if you haven't seen it, just scroll down. It's probably right after this, or maybe like 2 videos down, or I will also post a link to that video on the description below. I'm using some Doodlebug letter stickers for my title, and like I've said this before, I am not very clever with titles, and so I just decided first day of school. And because the words, I mean the letters were a little too big and there wouldn't be any room to put the word of, so I'm just going to use these smaller letters that are from the Bo Bunny sticker sheet to complete my title. And that alphabet block, that was a cutout from a pattern paper, and I just decided it would work with this layout because it is a first day of school. And then I'm just cutting that piece of, I think that's a Studio Calico yellow paper. I'm going to add it as a border on my paper, that block where my picture is going to be. And then yeah, so that I'm using up a lot of, I used up a lot of pattern papers in this kit, and I'm so happy about that because I do have a lot of papers, and so getting them onto pages is I felt accomplished after I finished this layout. Now I wanted to use the snaps for the tops of this the tags so that it will look like tags, but I was just looking at my snaps and they were smaller, and it was just going to take me too long to add them to all of the tags, so I decided to skip that, and I'm going to be adding some brads to some of them instead of all of them. And here I'm just going through the embellishments that I have in the pack, seeing what else I can use. I pull out that Pen Pals sticker sheet with a bunch of hashtags and speech bubbles, thinking that I can just spread that around the layout since I'm using a speech bubble for my title, but I end up not using it because the pattern papers are, there's just, in my eyes, they already made the page busy, so for me to be adding more stickers to it, it's just, I just felt it was too much. I am more of a less is better, although I mean I do put a lot of stuff in my layouts, but I like what's the word, contained chaos. Is that the word? That's what I like on my pages, is more of a contained chaos than just all over the place. So I'm using some of those LE Studios labels, and I just so happened that I had grabbed one pack of those labels that had a ton of guy sentiments, male sentiments, so I had put them in this layout because I don't think I had made any masculine page other than this in making a bunch of these layouts. So I just decided to put them all in here. So I put Mr. Handsome, such a great guy, and then I did put So Proud of You on there. Now that black scallop frame is from Maya Road. It's one of those journaling blocks, and I just loved how that black scallops on the border of that journaling block made the speech bubble pop out even more. And I'm sorry you were seeing another smaller hand there. That was my daughter. I think she was asking me something. Um, I got her into doing some pocket letters. So every time I'm in my scrapbook room, she'd go down there and she'd, you know, put together her pocket letters while I'm down there. And then here I am. I'm going to be adding some fabric brads. I think I'm going to add 2 fabric brads and then just 1 regular brad. The fabric brads are from SEI. Oh no, Basic Gray, I'm sorry. And then the regular brads are from My Mind's Eye. Oh, I guess I only added 1 fabric brad. And then those butterflies are from Maya Road. And then of course that mason jar is still from the Dear Lizzie paper. And I only have 2 more of those mason jars, so that makes me feel really good because I was able to use up that paper and sprinkle those mason jars in different layouts instead of just using them on one page. I also added some pen stitching around that ABC cutout to frame it. And then I'm going to handwrite my journaling so that there's another handwritten or that another black accent on that layout. So those hearts were connected to each other and just like the butterflies, but I decided to split them apart, and so I cut them up and added them to 2 different tags. And then here I'm just trying to decide what kind of centers I can use with the butterflies, and none of the ones that I pulled for this kit worked. Well, I thought worked, and so I pulled out some enamel dots from Doodlebug that was in my stash to add to those centers of the hearts and the butterflies. The blues matched the blue in my sun shirt in the picture, so that worked well for me. And then I'm not sure if I was able to videotape me adding the, oh, I think I do add, so I have these library tags and I'm going to add them to my page as a tucked journaling. So that's where it's going to be, and then I'm going to handwrite my journaling, and then I'm going to add some washi tape as a tab for it. So these are the close-up pictures. I did add a little bit of mist here and there on the page just to finish up the look. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you when I see you. Bye.